Welcome back on Bushwalk. We're still on our vehicle for this morning, and we've been tracking both on the vehicle as well as on foot. And when it comes to following up on lion, quite often they won't actually lift their heads when we drive past them. I noticed that there was a disturbance of impala in the distance, and then I decided to go and check. However, we could not even see anything with the binoculars from where we were positioned from the vehicle. After a short while of walking, I suddenly noticed a whole bunch of heads popping in, and simply what I did is what we would normally do is radio the vehicle in, and from there we came to view our lions. It seems that the whole pride is here together. There's a large number of cubs that I can see at the moment. We've also got some lionesses, and our male lion is present at, well, I was really hoping that we are going to find them quickly this morning, and we luckily did. And one of the things that I always bank on is on these warm days is that they're going to start resting very early, because lions don't like to moving too much when it is incredibly hot, because they actually lose more energy than that they can actually gain by moving about or trying to hunt in that period of time. Studies actually shows that 96% of all their hunts actually do take place at night. However, during the winter months and the late winter months up to now, I have seen hunts taking place up as late as 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, even into 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And these hunts are normally executed quite close by to rivers or close by to large dams where they know that animals are going to force in to come and have a drink. I'm just going to be quiet and let's just enjoy and see what they get up to. And if there's any viewers that have specific questions about lions, you are more than welcome to guide me into that direction, as I'm sure that you have heard so many different facts about lions already. Good morning, our beard, and welcome to the show. And with regards to your comment of it being quite a large pride, it is quite a large pride. It's not the largest of prides I have seen. The largest part of the composition of this pride is a lot of different cubs from different age groups. So they're quite similar age groups. Quite often, if we do find that there's a big gap between the age groups, then the females will actually take those cubs elsewhere, because the older cubs can dominate them as well as injure them. And generally that's when I found personally that they do start forming splits in groups. Some of the largest prides I've actually seen was in the Kruger National Park area, close by to Satara, where there was prides of well over almost 50 individuals. Well, super prides also tend to split off eventually as it becomes very hard to actually feed all those cubs. And it's better to start splitting off into separate groups. I did notice over the years that those groups will eventually regroup at specific points again. I think one of the reasons why they're making their way back into this area, why they've been so quiet here for a long time, is because of the large amount of hyenas in the area. And especially with a lot of young cubs, you don't want to take a risk with hyenas. And now that they're a little bit older and a little bit easier to protect them, as well as keeping them close by, it becomes a little bit easier for them. And I really hope that this pride is going to stay on Pridelands for quite a while. Good morning, Anna Marie. I personally don't name prides and animals, so I will try and find out for you if somebody has named them. And the reason why I've done so as a wilderness guide that mostly works on foot, as we never want to create a human bond, or almost like in a form of where you associate a human-like character or name with a specific group or with specific individuals. Generally, when we do name them, we actually name them after geographical areas and never after people or people that we work with. Some more of the cubs are now relaxing and coming over. Quite often you'll see that lions will actually rub their faces against one another. There's a gland on the face or cheek that they actually will use to rub on objects as well as on one another to mark objects. So many of the different behaviors that you'll actually notice with domesticated cats that are so similar to lion, and that is sometimes clawing, pawing onto objects, rubbing their faces onto objects. And if you do have a tomcat and you are familiar with them spraying urine, they do that too. In the case of the males, however, females don't spray urine while they are marking their territory. We also find that they've got a number of glands underneath the feet, which is known as interdigital scent glands, which can also suppress a scent. Other ways of marking your area is simply by using feces as well as urine, as mentioned earlier. We can now see as it's becoming warmer, all of them are starting to move into the shade to try and conserve as much as possible energy. One thing that I do find quite strange is that although they all move into the shade and it is incredibly warm, that they sometimes lie right on top of one another. Well, now that we have located on these lions, we've also let the rest of the teams that are operating on Pridelands know that we have found them. And there's quite a few people that would like to come and view them. So I'm going to give these vehicles the opportunity to also come and have a look. We're going to make our way elsewhere and go and see what we can go and find.